Since Stranger Things 4 came out, everyone has had the song Running Up That Hill on repeat, and today I'm going to tell you guys all about who sings it. I'm your host Michaela, so let's get started. Kate Bush, or Catherine Bush, was born on July 30th, 1958 in England and is a British singer, songwriter, pianist, and record producer. Kate was the youngest child of an artistic family. Her father was a doctor and her mother was a nurse. Kate has two brothers and she lived in a 350-year-old farmhouse with her family and attended St. Joseph's Convent Grammar School, a Catholic girls' school in nearby Abbeywood. Her mother was an amateur traditional Irish dancer and her father was an amateur pianist. Her one brother, Paddy, worked as a musical instrument maker, and her other brother John was a poet and photographer. Both brothers were involved in the local folk music scene, and she was raised as a Roman Catholic. Kate trained at Goldsmith College Karate Club, where her brother John was a karate instructor. Her family's musical influence inspired Kate to teach herself the piano at age 11. She also played the organ in a barn behind her parents' house, and studied the violin. After she started composing songs, she started to add her own lyrics. During this time, her family produced a demo tape with over 50 of her compositions, which was unfortunately turned down by record labels. By age 14, she was writing her own musical compositions, and 2 years later, a family friend introduced her to Pink Floyd guitarist David Gilmour. David helped the 16-year-old Kate record a more professional demo tape. 3 tracks in total were recorded and paid for by him. The tape was produced by David's friend Andrew Powell, who went on to produce Kate's first 2 albums, and sound engineer Geoff Emerick, who had worked with the Beatles. The tape was then sent to EMI, which she then signed a contract with EMI Records. For the next several years, Kate took vocal lessons and studied dance and mime in London while preparing material for her first recording. Before releasing her first recording, they had said that if the album failed, it would be demoralizing, and if it was successful, Kate was too young to handle it. However, in a 1987 interview, David disputed his version of events, blaming EMI for initially using the wrong producers. After the contract signing, EMI gave her a large advance, which she used to enroll in interpretive dance classes taught by Lindsay Kemp, who was a former teacher of David Bowie, and mime training with Adam Darius. For the first 2 years of her contract, Kate spent more time on schoolwork than recording. She left school after doing her mock A-levels and having gained 10 GCE O-level qualifications. Don't ask me what that means, I have no idea. In 1978, Kate released her first single, Wuthering Heights, inspired by characters of Emily Bronte's novel of the same name. Although its high-keying vocals, florid instrumentation, and literary affectations were out of step with the punk rock that was popular then in Britain, the song became an unexpected #1 hit there and elsewhere and boosted sales of Kate's debut album, The Kick Inside. She quickly capitalized on her early success with another album, Lionheart, after which she embarked on a European tour. The performance schedule exhausted her, however. Kate returned in 1980 with Never Forever, which produced hits such as Babooshka and was praised for its musical culture. On the Dreaming was the name of the first album she produced entirely on her own. Kate then reached a critical and commercial apex with Hounds of Love. The Greatest Hits collection, The Whole Story, and the single Don't Give Up, a duet with Peter Gabriel, further increased her popularity. After Kate's song Running Up That Hill was included on the soundtrack for season 4 of the Netflix series Stranger Things, her 1985 single Running Up That Hill gained newfound popularity in May 2022, becoming the most streamed song on Spotify in the United States, the United Kingdom, Ireland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and globally. On June 10th, 2022, it charted at #2 on the UK singles chart, surpassing its peak of #3 from 1985. On the US Billboard Hot 100 issue dated June 11th, 2022, the song re-entered the chart at #8, surpassing its original peak of #30 in November 1985 to become Kate's first US top 10 hit. A week later, it climbed to #4 in the US. According to an article, Running Up That Hill has become particularly popular with members of Generation Z, my generation, who were not born when the first song was released, and it has appeared in numerous videos on the social media platform TikTok. After Running Up That Hill had reached #2 in the UK charts on the 10th of June, it was revealed to be the most popular track of the week in the UK, ahead of chart topper As It Was by Harry Styles. But a pre-existing chart rule penalized older songs that are streamed. Kate Bush's net worth is around $60 million, which is insane. Like, if I had $60 million, I'd probably take a vacation to Hawaii or something. I could just imagine myself laying on a beach with a fun-colored drink. Yeah, I wish. Anyway, moving on. The Chart Supervisory Committee responded by giving the record an exemption from the ACR Accelerated Decline Rule. meaning Kate is on course to reach #1 with The Sensual World and The Red Shoes. Kate continued to draw out bold emotions and alluring pop melodies from songs that were elaborately constructed and sometimes inspired by other things. She also collaborated with a number of guest musicians, including David Gilmour, Prince, Eric Clapton, and a Bulgarian vocal trio. After directing and starring in The Line, The Cross, and The Curve, a short film featuring songs from The Red Shoes, Kate took a 12-year break from music. She resurfaced with the album Ariel, and that earned her some of the most favorable reviews of her career. Kate later released Director's Cut, for which she re-recorded songs from The Sensual World and The Red Shoes, and 50 Words for Snow, a piano-focused set of new material. In 2014, she returned to the stage for the first time in 35 years. Her 22 concerts were staged spectaculars, featuring puppets, illusionists, and dancers, and they were followed by 3-disc live recordings of Before the Dawn. Kate Bush was made Commander of the Order of the British Empire, or CBE, in 2013. Kate was in a long-term relationship with bassist and engineer Del Palmer from the late 1970s to the early 1990s. She later married guitarist Danny McIntosh. To date, Kate Bush has received 13 nominations for Brit Awards throughout her career, but so far has only won once in 1987. Now, if you haven't finished Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1, I recommend you stop watching because I will be talking about a lot of stuff that will be spoilers if you haven't finished it. So I'll give you guys like 5 seconds. Okay, now that we have all the people that have finished, I can continue. So we know the reason the song blew up was because of Stranger Things, but what I'm gonna be talking about is the scene that was used. In episode 4 of season 4, Vecna starts to go after Max, played by Sadie Sink, due to her dark past, and the passing of her brother Billy in season 3. Max thinks she isn't gonna make it, so she goes around giving people letters that she's wrote to read when she's gone, and Vecna takes her. She heads to Billy's grave with Steve, Dustin, and Lucas. Vecna starts to possess Max while she's at his grave. At this point, they didn't yet figure out how to cure someone from Vecna's curse, but Nancy and Robin had visited a man that survived Vecna's curse and realized that music can help. Lucas then used Max's Walkman to play her favorite song, hoping to free her from Vecna's curse. And of course, the song is Running Up That Hell by Kate Bush. The song helps Max, and a portal is then opened in the Upside Down for Max to get back. The song then plays as Max tries to get back to her world, and she ends up doing so. She then listens to the song over and over again for the rest of the first volume of season 4, because music helps Vecna not get in your head. So the song is basically saving Max from Vecna. Due to the importance of the scene and how powerful it is, fans have had the song on repeat all day, just like Max. Kate even released a statement praising Stranger Things and saying the resurgence of the song was, quote, really exciting. And that's everything on Kate Bush. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.